Thanks for joining me. Today is National Stress Awareness Day. And so I have a special topic for you. I want to talk about what is the difference between stress and anxiety. And of course, even more important, we want to know how do you get rid of both, right? So let's start out with stress is a response to a perceived threat. So, for instance, right now, a perceived threat to you might be the COVID virus. You might feel that you're going to get sick or a loved one, and you're concerned about that. That's a threat to you. Or maybe the threat that's happening in your life is a financial problem. Maybe you got laid off because of the virus. And so you have a perceived threat in your life. This is a stress, and I describe it as a pressure. And we'll come back to that a little bit more in a minute. Now, anxiety is different. It is your reaction to the stress. So it's all related, but this is your reaction to the stress or the pressure. It's an uneasiness or an uncertainty about the future. And I recently did a post about uncertainty. We have kind of trained our brains to have this automatic response that when there is uncertainty about something, we assume it's going to end poorly. And so we get stressed out about that. And we need to retrain our brain that just because we don't know all the details, just because we don't know how things are going to turn out, it doesn't mean it's going to turn out bad. But back to our topic here, notice that with stress, this perceived threat, it could be real or it could just be imagined, and either one is going to end up with anxiety. Now, what you probably don't know in between. So you have this stress, you have a perceived threat, and then you have anxiety where you are feeling apprehensive and uncertain. But something is happening right here in the middle. What you need to know is that anxiety is caused by apprehensive behavior. Now, behavior is the way that you think, it's your decisions, and it's your actions. And all of your actions include thinking and decisions. And this is important to know. I don't just end up at the grocery store with deciding to buy my favorite cookie, a raspberry shortbread cookie, and wonder how I got there, how I took this action. No, thinking was involved. I thought about the last time I had that cookie and how yummy it was, and I'm thinking about how I'd really like to have it again now. And then I made a decision that, yes, I'm going to take an extra trip to the grocery store, or the next time I go, I'm going to get these cookies. And then the action happened. Now, that seems pretty self-evident, right? I thought about it, I made a decision, and then action happened. But sometimes it happens so fast, or it's happening at a subconscious level where it's just become an automated response or reaction where it's become a habit. And so we don't even understand that this step is happening. And so thinking about it with anxiety doesn't just happen, just like you don't just show up at the grocery store. There was apprehensive behavior that preceded it. So something happened where you perceived that there was a threat, there was stress, there was pressure, and then you thought about it. And you thought, this isn't going to go well. This isn't going to end well. And you made some kind of decision, like this is not going to end well. And then you had an action. And for many of us, the action is just continued thinking about it. And we would call that worry. And again, you don't even understand or recognize that this is happening in your life. And so it just becomes a habit. And this is why I tell people you can bust through the worry habit because it's just a habit. So let me give you another example. Let's say you and I work together and our company is going to be putting on a conference. And so I assign you the task that you're going to be the host of the conference. You are going to go up on stage and you're going to introduce each of the speakers. You're going to tell people when it's time for a break, where the restrooms are. And I think this is going to be great fun. I don't mind public speaking, but you don't like public speaking. The number one fear that most people have is public speaking. You perceive it as a threat. You are afraid you're going to fail in some way, that people won't like you, that you're going to make a fool of yourself. And so you feel some pressure come on you. There's a perceived threat. and you think about it. And you think about all the things that could go wrong. You could stumble up the stairs to the stage. You could mispronounce the speaker's name. You could not remember what you're supposed to be doing next. You could freeze in terror. And so you're just afraid you're going to make a fool of yourself in some way. And because of this apprehensive behavior that you are doing of thinking, making a decision that this is not going to go well, then you will end up with anxiety. Now, this is all good news that I'm telling you, because once you understand this chain of what is happening that you probably weren't able to perceive in your life previously, now that you know that anxiety is caused by apprehensive behavior, now you're able to modify your behavior. So we can't always change the situations. So the stress that it all starts with, I want you to picture it as just like out here, out in the world, outside of you. It's the trials, the tribulations, the problems that Jesus said that we would continue to have while we're here in the world. And it's out here and it's swirling around and it comes to you as stress and it puts pressure on you. But even though there's stress out here in the world, you don't have to have stress inside you. So you don't have to become stressed. You don't have to become anxious. And if you will do what I teach my coaching clients to do of developing a strong spirit. So picture this, you got your stress out here, it's putting pressure on you. But if you're putting pressure back on it by a strong spirit from the living inside out, then it's not going to get inside of you. You won't be stressed. You won't have anxiety. And the other thing that I work on with my coaching clients is to minimize what we would even perceive as a threat. So all this stuff that's out here that we say we can't even control, well, if it's not a perceived threat to us, it doesn't put stress and pressure on us. So we can also work at it from that direction. So I hope you have found this helpful. The next time you are feeling anxiety, back it up and say, what is the actual threat that I am feeling here? And then what did I do? What was my apprehensive behavior that has now brought about this anxiety? And then you can go back and you can change that behavior. So if you'd like to go deeper with these things with me, I would like to invite you to sign up for one of my 45-minute free Stress Buster sessions. That's a mouthful. I will put a link down below, and I have just a few slots that are open for that. If you'd like to sign up, and you'll walk away with a 3-step Stress Buster plan. You'll either be able to put the plan into motion by yourself, or you can learn how I can help you to do it even faster. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and sign up in the comment below, and please share this with a friend that you know is suffering with stress or anxiety, and see how it really comes about and where it is in the process that we can stop it. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, I'm Donna Rickett, the Stress Buster Coach, helping you to develop a stronger spirit so you can have a more joyful life. We'll see you later. Bye.